What happens when two of the wildest, funniest, and strangest creatures in the cartoon world finally collide? Imagine a playground where everything is bright, colorful, and safe for kids to laugh and play. But suddenly, two gigantic eaters arrive, each determined to outshine the other. One is Sprunki Eater, with a mouth big enough to swallow anything that moves, glowing eyes that shimmer like lanterns in the night, and a laugh that shakes the swings. The other is Slide Eater, who lives inside the slides of playgrounds, sliding down at lightning speed with teeth flashing, always ready to gobble up whatever dares to step in its way. This is not just any cartoon story, it's an epic, hilarious battle of the eaters. And trust me, what happens in the next few minutes will keep you glued until the very end. Welcome to Giggle Toons, the channel where fun, laughter, and crazy cartoon adventures never stop. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, so you don't miss our wild stories every week. Our adventure begins on a sunny afternoon in the middle of the magical playground, a place that looks normal to kids but secretly holds mysteries no one has discovered yet. The swings are moving, the seesaws bouncing, children laughing, and everything seems perfect. But out of nowhere, a strange rumble shakes the ground. At first, the kids think it's thunder, but the sky is clear and blue. Then a huge shadow falls across the merry ground, and everyone freezes. Slowly, towering above the tallest slide, comes Sprunki Eater. His glowing eyes flicker like warning lights. His mouth curls into a grin, and with one loud chomp, he swallows an entire bench in one bite. The kids scream and scatter, and the playground trembles with his steps. Just when everyone thinks things can't get crazier, a loud metallic sliding sound echoes through the air. The biggest slide in the playground starts shaking violently, glowing from inside as if it has come alive. Then, bursting out with unstoppable energy, comes Slide Eater. He zooms down faster than a rocket, his sharp teeth glittering, his body stretching, and bending with the curves of the slide. And with a loud laugh, he chomps down a pile of toys lying nearby. The crowd of kids gasps again, because now they aren't facing one monster but two. Sprunki Eater growls, Slide Eater hisses, and both stare directly at each other. Neither wants to back down. The battle of the eaters is about to begin. The first round starts with tricks. Sprunki Eater tries to prove his strength by stomping on the ground so hard that the seesaws bounce into the air, flying high and almost hitting the clouds. He then tries to swallow the swings, but Slide Eater is faster. Sliding around in loops, he eats the swings first, leaving Sprunki fuming. Slide Eater laughs, zooming in circles, leaving trails of dust and sparks, teasing his opponent. Not to be outdone, Sprunki Eater opens his mouth wider than ever and swallows the sandbox in one gulp. The kids scream, but also laugh, because even though the monsters look scary, their clumsy moves and silly faces are funny to watch. The second round turns into a chase. Slide Eater races up and down every slide in the playground, moving like lightning, twisting, spinning, and dodging every attempt Sprunki makes to catch him. Sprunki stomps harder, shaking the ground, but Slide Eater just zips past with a mocking laugh. They chase each other through tunnels, climb over jungle gyms, and even spin around the merry-go-round until it breaks loose and rolls away like a giant wheel. The kids cheer, half scared, half entertained, as the playground becomes a giant battle arena. But then, something unexpected happens. While trying to outdo each other, the two eaters accidentally awaken something bigger and scarier that has been sleeping beneath the playground. A giant rumble shakes the earth harder than before, and suddenly, a massive crack opens up in the middle of the ground. From the dark hole rises the playground devourer, a monster far larger than either Sprunki or Slide Eater. With 3 heads, dozens of arms, and a voice that thunders like a storm. It roars so loudly that even Sprunki and Slide Eater freeze for a second. The kids scream in terror, running to the edges of the playground, unsure of what to do. For the first time, the eaters realize they are no longer just rivals in a silly competition, they are in danger too. This is where the story takes a twist. Instead of continuing to fight each other, Sprunki Eater and Slide Eater look at one another, then nod in agreement. They decide to team up. Together, they start using their powers to protect the playground instead of destroying it. Sprunky stomps the ground to distract the devourer, while Slide Eater zips around like lightning, striking its legs and keeping it off balance. The battle rages on as the playground devourer tries to grab them with its many arms. But Sprunky bites down hard, chomping off chunks of dirt and rocks to hurl back while Slide Eater loops around its neck, tying it up in knots. The kids cheer, now rooting for the eaters instead of fearing them. The fight is epic, with explosions of colors, swings flying like boomerangs, and slides bending like rubber. At one point, the playground devourer tries to swallow both Sprunky and Slide Eater, but together they create a tornado of speed and stomps, knocking it back into the dark hole it came from. With one final combined chomp, they slam the ground shut, sealing the monster back underground. The playground is safe again. Now, instead of rivals, Sprunki Eater and Slide Eater become heroes. The kids surround them, laughing, cheering, and even offering candy as thanks. Sprunky munches on the candy happily, while Slide Eater zooms around carrying children on his back for fun rides. They decide to share the playground, each taking turns playing and protecting it. From that day on, they aren't enemies, but the funniest, silliest, and bravest duo the playground has ever seen. And so the story ends, not with a winner or a loser, but with the lesson sometimes even the biggest rivals can become the best teammates when they put aside their fight for something bigger. But here's the fun question for you. If you had to choose, who would you pick as your favorite Sprunki Eater with his powerful chomps and stomps? Or Slide Eater with his lightning-fast moves and slippery tricks? Let us know in the comments because we love hearing from you. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this crazy adventure, hit that subscribe button to Giggle Toons right now so you never miss another wild cartoon battle, because we have plenty more coming your way.